we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the birth of something new, the birth of hope, the birth of a Savior who is for us and is leading a place for us.
And maybe this is your first Christmas as a blended family. Maybe it's your 20th. But just taking this time to just thank him and reflect on what he has done this year and let that ground you in who he is and what he's continuing to do.
It is a time to be hopeful. And I think that if you can grab onto that hope and enjoy this time, think that the meaning and the birth of Jesus will come into a lot more reality for you. I think it will mean a lot more as you look at what his birth did in giving us hope.
Your blended family has a 100% chance of success when you do it God's way. We are Blended Kingdom Families, and we want to provide biblical resources to heal and restore families with a message of hope for the next generation.
Hey guys, welcome back to the BKF podcast. We are excited to be with you in this amazing holiday season, and we're going to be talking a little different today.
Yeah.
All about Christmas.
All about Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time.
Well, it's an exciting time, and I think Christmas time, it's just a great reminder of just the hope that we have in Jesus. You know, we celebrate his birth, and it reminds me a lot about, I think, just Jesus' birth and his family and his story remind me a lot about blended families, and that it goes back to, you know, like we don't have to be blood to be family. And I think about Joseph and how he chose to be Jesus' father and just the beautiful tapestry that the Lord did in Jesus' life and even just his family.
Yeah. It's a great time to reflect. It's that moment where families collectively take a breath. You're enjoying your kids. And I know with blended families, there's transitions and there's a little bit of anxiety with that. But really, it's a good time just to sit back and enjoy the gifts that God's given you and to reflect upon the things that are so beautiful that are going on in your life.
Absolutely. And as you know, God brings us together in our blended family. Each person has their own unique gifts. Each person is a gift. And just as we were talking about Jesus' birth, you know, when you think about like even the nativity scene, like there were so many different roles of people that were there. You know, there were the Magi. Did I say that right? Magi? Is it Magi? I don't know.
Something.
You know, there were there were all the animals. You know, there were people from the inn, and so it's like even in his birth, like those different roles. I think it's so beautiful that, and they were a part of his story. That a part of our story is that each family member is a unique gift. And, you know, we get messages every day, emails, DMs about what people are going through. And, you know, as we come to the end of the year, you know, I know for some of us, it's been a really good year. For some of us, there's been highs and lows. And for some people, it's been a really hard year.
Yeah.
And so I think it can be such a beautiful time and just a beautiful reminder that even in the midst of the things that we go through, God is the gift giver. And there are so many amazing gifts within us and around us and that he's doing that is beautiful and that we can reflect upon and truly just celebrate those things and celebrate one another.
Yeah. I love that we kind of live on this 12-month calendar, and Christmas is at the end of the year. And as we sit back and we reflect and we kind of recalibrate ourselves for the next year, there's a lot of chaos in the world, and there's always something to be dramatic about.
Sure.
However, this is a great moment to sit back and, the picture that I get is when you're kind of sitting back on your couch and you're kind of just in that moment, whether you're watching football or you're just enjoying the family time together, but it's that great moment where you can sit back and go, okay, what are we really doing here? What really matters? What's the condition of my heart? What's the condition of my relationship with Jesus as I am focused on him? And how do I want to live out that next year? And how do I want to, whether it's make changes or enjoy things a little bit more on this side, or what changes you want to make within your blended family? It's just a wonderful time to sit back because we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the birth of something new, the birth of hope, the birth of a Savior who is for us and is leading a place for us. And so it is just a great time to be quiet and to focus on that.
Yeah, and I think I would just encourage everybody that's listening right now. We're a couple of days away from Christmas, and there can be a lot that's going on. There's a lot of traveling. Family is coming into town. You're getting ready for Christmas morning for your kiddos. For blended families, there can be transitions going on. There can be heartache in that because some of us aren't able to be with our kiddos. And I think I just want to encourage you guys in this season and today, as you're listening to this, just, getting a posture of just getting quiet with the Lord and, celebrating the unique way that that God has brought your family together. And maybe this is your first Christmas as a blended family. Maybe it's your 20th. But just taking this time to just thank Him and reflect on what He has done this year and let that ground you in who He is and what He's continuing to do in your life and in this season.
Yeah. And He's got something amazing planned. And I think the one thing I would encourage, if we're encouraging blended families today, I think I would just say to anybody who's in this season, just be hopeful for what He can do. We tend to be in this world that is just a day by day. And it's just, sometimes we're just trying to survive day to day. And we don't look forward to maybe what God is doing in our life, how He's changing our own heart, how He is enabling us to invest in our kids and pour into them, but hope for a better future, a better generation, a better relationship with your spouse. It is a time to be hopeful. And I think that if you can grab onto that hope and enjoy this time, I think that the meaning and the birth of Jesus will come into a lot more reality for you. I think it will mean a lot more as you look at what His birth did in giving us hope. And as we can center on that and we can look forward to the next year and go, and I am so thankful and hopeful for what He's going to do.
Absolutely. I love that when we make hope our anchor, it really does ground us to what's important and what's not. And in the midst of the things that life throws at us, we can still have a beautiful outlook and a beautiful perspective and see God in everything and truly just have His peace. And in the book of Micah in the Bible, it talks about God being our peace. And He is the Prince of Peace. And so I love that you said grabbing onto the hope. And that's what I think of when I think of the birth of Jesus and this time of year is just the hope that He offers us and the everyday things that we go through and then the mountaintop moments and then the valley moments. And so I think this time of year is just a beautiful reflection of Christ's love for us and the hope that He offers through salvation and through His birth.
Yeah. And I will say to those out here who've had a tough year, we are with you. This has been a tough year for us. But we are hopeful for what next year will bring.
Yes.
But we are internally and always hopeful for the gift that Jesus gave us, and that this is not a permanent residence for us, and that He is the hope of the world, and He is preparing a place for us. So no matter what kind of year we've had, we are going to press on with you. We are going to press on in being hopeful for what God can do in people and what God can do through us and through the ministry.
Yeah.
So I think, just as you and I are sitting here talking, I think that you and I can also take this advice and go, hey,
absolutely.
Let's take today and this holiday season and this Christmas season as we celebrate the birth of Jesus, do we celebrate the hope that He's given us for what is next in our path and what is next for our family. So we are with you. We are for you. We're grateful for you this year, and we are hopeful for what God's going to do in this next season.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And we just hope that you all have a blessed and wonderful Christmas with your loved ones. We also want to let you know about our coaching program that we have. A lot of people, when it comes to the new year, you want to start things off right, or maybe you're struggling with something that you want to get some mentorship in or coaching in, or maybe you're even looking for a gift to give somebody. We have a BKF coaching program where we have coaches coaches that meet with you one-on-one to talk through anything that you're navigating through in your marriage, co-parenting, parenting, blended family. Also, you guys, we would love for you to leave a review on the podcast, like, share, comment. Send this to somebody who needs that hope in this season, who needs that hope during the Christmas holidays. But we hope you all have a blessed and wonderful Christmas.
You guys take care.
Be blessed in all that you do.
Hey friends, so glad you were here with us today, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can find more resources from Blended Kingdom Families at blendedkingdomfamilies.com. Join us again next time as we talk about more blended family topics. Be blessed in all that you do, and remember, nothing will be impossible with God.